Hey, this is Jonas and I'm currently working on an indie game called Will You Snail. I'm 24 years old, live at home with my dad, got up at 8 o'clock today and I've made exactly $0 with my games so far. I've been making games for more than 10 years now, full time for 5 months, and my ultimate goal is simply to keep doing indie game development full time, which I'm not gonna lie is gonna be very tough to pull off, but it's just too awesome not to at the very least give it my best efforts. I spent the morning making music for my game and performing in a cringy dance session. So I made the music you're listening to right now for levels like this one. This is a disco level where you have to hit the correct dance moves while dodging bullets. And my goal is definitely to make an indie game jam-packed with creative and crazy stuff like this. We have winter levels, we have underwater levels, we even have a tower defense level, we have a space defender level. I really want to explore what's possible with simple jump and run mechanics.
Try to give me a challenge, will you?
That is Squid, the AI antagonist of the game, and he's in control of the levels. He can change conveyor belt directions, spawn spikes directly in front of you, and he's out to freaking destroy you.
This never gets old.
I want to answer some of the most frequently asked questions real quick.
How did you learn to make games?
The answer is I made a ton of games. They started out pretty crappy and then they became better and better over time. Also, I studied game design for 3 years, then I dropped out and now I'm trying to become an indie developer. Yay!
Which game engine is this?
Game Maker Studio 2.
But why didn't you use Unity?
Actually, Game Maker is a pretty good engine for making 2D games. I complain about it quite a bit. But really, it's a solid engine for making 2D games. And also, Unity is a bit nicer for bigger game projects, so I guess next time I'll use Unity.
How do you make money?
The answer is I don't make any money, I don't have another job, I'm doing full-time indie game development, and I'm also not particularly ashamed that I have no income yet. I just got started, I've been doing this for 5 months. I still have time.
But then how do you pay for development?
Actually, development is pretty cheap because it's just me. I still live at home with my dad. So far, my parents pay all of my bills because they are awesome and they believe in me. They think I can make it. I'm in a really lucky position and I don't take it for granted. Now, if I fail, it's 100% on me. Okay, I have the perfect circumstances to make this work, and if I can't make it work, it will be 100% my fault. Also, I spent the morning playtesting one of your games to give some feedback, because if I have a bit of time to spare, that is definitely something I like to do. I want to have a positive impact on the indie games industry, and that is also one of the reasons why this YouTube channel exists. I want to share my knowledge with you and help as many of you as I possibly can. So after getting some work done in the morning, it was time to buy some groceries and have breakfast, and then I decided to create another song for my game. First song is complete, so I'll just duplicate the entire project.
The track I created this time is for dark puzzle levels like this one. You should be able to hear it playing in the background. Now, before we continue traversing through this awesome week of indie game development, there are a couple more questions I want to answer real quick. First of all, when did you start working on this game? And the answer is in March 2018. I created the first prototype, so that's about 11 months ago. And here's a snippet from the video I uploaded back then.
Hey guys, this is Jonas making video games with you, and I decided we're just gonna make a viral game today.
It's a very simple jump and run game. You play that snail here. Very easy to understand, and you need to dodge those spikes that are coming out of the ground. It's just supposed to be a little side project. This will probably not take all that long. Maybe we'll make 3 or 4 videos about this and then it's gonna be done. So turns out I made a couple more videos about it. However, I only started working on it full time 5 months ago, and before that I didn't really invest a lot of time into it. Okay, then when will it come out? And the answer to that is I have no idea yet. I do have a production plan and I want to finish the first version of the game at the end of March, so that's in 6 weeks. But there's a pretty good chance that I'll keep working on the game after that. A big portion of the game's already complete. I have something like 25 levels so far, but there's also still a lot left to do. Honestly, I think I'll probably never run out of things to do. There's always something that could be improved, that could look nicer, play better. So I guess we'll see at which point I'll be willing to release it. Next point on the agenda, getting some level design fixes done. Level design definitely one of my favorite parts of making indie games. And before I knew it, it was already time to prepare for the live stream.
Yeah, time flies so quickly. Now it's already time to get ready for today's live stream.
This needs to go back here.
Welcome to another Will You Snail development live stream. Today we've got some very cool things planned. So obviously some colors do not quite work correctly here.
And also, I think it would be a lot more interesting if these destructible walls would fall into a different direction. Okay, there might be no point in watching the entire live stream here, but let's just say they really motivate me to get something done for my game. You oftentimes have pretty cool ideas for me, and on top of that I really enjoy hanging out and connecting with you. Solo indie development feels a little lonely at times, so I feel like this is a good way to change it up a bit. We managed to create 3 new levels during the live stream, first of which is this one, a new shooter level. This one's pretty interesting as well, because you have to be careful not to shoot the platforms you need to stand on. And then we also got started on this level where you just have to shoot a bunch of really fast drones.
Absolutely desperate.
Tuesday started out by playing another viewer game, Laser Maze, which I actually enjoyed a lot. And then of course I started working on my own stuff again, implementing some more story elements into Will You Snail. The story will partially be told via voice acting from the main antagonist and partially via those text files. To be honest, it's probably a pretty nerdy storyline about artificial intelligence. That is absolutely something I want to tell a story about, because I think AI will become hugely important in the next decades. Are my storytelling skills any good? I don't know, probably not. I'd still like to give my antagonist Squid a bit more depth than just, oh, he's the bad AI and he wants to destroy everybody. I'd like him to be a bit more nuanced than that, maybe even make him a little likable. And I think I can pull that off. I'll have to start streaming in 1 hour, so barely enough time to go for a run. Welcome to another Will You Snail development live stream. Challenge for today is to finish off the disco section of my indie game Will You Snail. Maybe you're wondering why I have weird stuff on my head during live streams. It's more or less just a running gag, and on top of that I feel like it helps me to take some weight off of my shoulders. It reminds me that I don't need to take myself too seriously and that not everything needs to be perfect. Not gonna lie though, streaming still stresses me out a little bit at times. In this stream we managed to polish this drone shooter level out a bit and coded some new mechanics for this laser dodging level. On Wednesday I implemented some story elements into the disco chapter, which is the second chapter of the game, and polished out the look of these laser beams a bit. They look a lot nicer now. And on top of that, Wednesday was also the day where I recorded the Q&A section of this video. Cause unfortunately this video doesn't make itself. I would really like to pass something on to you, and that is the earworm that was stuck in my head for the entire week so far. You're welcome. Here's the Will You Snail main theme. On stream we managed to finish the boss fight of the disco chapter, which means the disco chapter is finally completely done. Yes, as I've said, there are still a lot of things we could improve about it, but the first draft is complete. Oh, I missed that button prompt, but I dodged those bullets so skillfully. So yes, the boss fight is basically an epic dance battle. I think it turned out pretty fun. Thursday, you guessed it, first of all, spending a bit of time on storytelling, refining some of these interactive text files a bit further, doing a bit of bug fixing, and then during the live stream we finally managed to get started with the underwater chapter. What? What the hell? Oh man, it makes me feel really dizzy. Luckily we got that sorted out and created 2 pretty cool levels. Friday I usually don't have time to do any game development because...
Hello, today is simply editing! Woo! Here we go. So that's what I have so far. Now I'll just edit the rest of this, upload it to YouTube, and then make a thumbnail and find a title and write a description and choose the correct text and then hope that it does well. Making indie games is awesome, but success is not guaranteed at all. There are so many more challenges to overcome and I'm excited as hell. I'll absolutely keep you in the loop and share everything I learn with you. So if you want to pull this off as well, becoming an indie game developer, I recommend you check out another video. There's already a bunch of very useful stuff on my channel that you don't want to miss out on. A Will You Snail related video like this one was just long overdue, so hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one.